All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to absolutely master one of the most important high-weightage topics for your CUET biology exam, spermatogenesis. Look, this isn't just about learning the theory. It's about getting those crucial marks that can seriously boost your rank. Stick with me, and by the end of this, you'll have a complete blueprint to crush any question they throw at you on this topic. So let me start with a pretty wild fact. Did you know that just one single cell can go through this incredibly complex three-stage process to churn out millions of new cells every single day? It's like a microscopic biological factory working overtime. And here's the most important part for you. The people who set the CUET exam, they are absolutely fascinated by it. So mastering this isn't optional. It's essential for a top score. Okay, so where does all this amazing stuff happen? Let's start with the big picture, the 10,000-foot view. We're going to look at the whole organ system first, to kind of map out the entire production line before we zoom into the tiny details. Here are the main players in the game. You've got the testes, which are the main factories. Then you have the epididymis, the vas deferens, the ejaculatory duct, and urethra. Think of this as the transportation and shipping department. And finally, the accessory glands, which provide some, well, essential fluids for the journey. It's the whole architectural plan right there. Now here is a super specific number that you absolutely must remember for your exam. The scrotum's whole job is to keep the testes about 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius cooler than the rest of the body. Why? Simple. This whole production process is incredibly sensitive to heat. This exact number is a classic MCQ question, so please highlight it, star it, do whatever you need to do in your notes. All right, we've seen the factory layout from the outside. Now it's time to go inside. We are zooming way in, putting on our microscopic goggles to see the actual machinery where all the magic happens. Okay, inside we find two super important types of cells that students get mixed up all the time, so pay close attention. First, you've got the Sertoli cells. The easiest way to remember them is to think of them as nurse cells. They literally provide food and support to the developing sperm. Then, in the spaces between the production lines, you have the Leydig cells. Their job is huge. They secrete testosterone. So let's lock that in. Sertoli supports, Leydig secretes testosterone. And now we get to the main event, the core process itself, spermatogenesis. Honestly, the best way to picture this is as a 4-stage assembly line, which takes a very simple starting cell and transforms it into that complex swimming spermatozoan. So here's that 4-stage assembly line broken down. Stage 1 is multiplication. These starter cells called spermatogonia, which are diploid, or 2N, just divide and divide by mitosis to build up the numbers. Stage 2 is growth. One of them gets bigger and becomes a primary spermatocyte, still diploid. Stage 3 is the big one, the maturation phase. This is where meiosis happens. After meiosis I, we get secondary spermatocytes, and boom, they are now haploid, or N. Then after meiosis II, we get spermatids, also haploid, and finally stage 4 is spermiogenesis. Notice the different name. This isn't about division, it's just about changing shape, remodeling those round spermatids into the classic sperm structure. So after that whole complicated process, what's the final output? What's the number? This is, I guarantee you, an exam question. For every single primary spermatocyte that starts the journey, you get 4 functional sperm at the very end. 1 goes in, 4 come out. You have to burn that ratio into your brain. But what's running this whole factory? Who's the boss? Well, it's not random. It's a very precise hormonal command and control system that actually starts all the way up in the brain. This slide shows the chain of command perfectly. It's totally top-down. It all kicks off with the hypothalamus releasing a hormone called GnRH. Think of that as the master order. GnRH then travels to the pituitary gland, which responds by releasing 2 key hormones, FSH and LH. These 2 are the messengers that go all the way down to the testes and give the direct orders to our friends, the Sertoli and Leydig cells. Now, how are you supposed to remember which hormone does what? Don't worry, I've got a super simple but super effective memory trick for you. Just remember this. L is for LH, which goes to the Leydig cells, and F is for FSH, which is for the formation of sperm. It stimulates the Sertoli cells. That's it. L Leydig, F formation. Easy, right? Okay, team, you've learned the theory, you've got the concepts down. Now let's turn all that knowledge into actual marks. This last section is your exam blueprint. We're going to hit some practice questions, I'll point out the common traps, and we'll finish with a lightning-fast revision. So before we practice, let's talk about the pitfalls. These are the classic mistakes that students make year after year.
First, they confuse LH and FSH, but you won't, right? Because you have our memory trick. They forget that spermatogenesis happens in the seminiferous tubules, not the epididymis. They get confused about when the cells become haploid. We know now it's right after meiosis I. And of course, they mix up the jobs of Sertoli and Leydig cells. Just knowing these traps exist is half the battle won.
Okay, question 1 is on the screen. Which cell type secretes testosterone? Take a second, pause the explainer if you need to, and lock in your answer. You got it? The correct answer is B, Leydig cells. Remember, L for LH stimulates Leydig cells, which make testosterone. Question 2. This is a check on that key number. One primary spermatocyte produces how many sperm cells? Pause and think. The correct answer, of course, is C, 4. That's that crucial 1-to-4 ratio we talked about. Easy marks right there.
All right, let's try a matching question. These are great because they test if you really understand how everything connects. Go ahead, pause here, and match up list I with list 2. Okay, let's check the answers. The correct match is A with 3, B with 1, C with 4, and D with 2. Sertoli cells give nourishment, Leydig cells secrete testosterone, the seminiferous tubule is the site of the process, and spermatids are the ones that undergo spermiogenesis. Hope you got that right.
Now this one, you've got to read carefully. Go through each of these 4 statements and figure out which ones are correct. Take your time, pause, and think it through. Ready? The correct answer is the option that says only statements 2 and 3 are correct. Why? Well, statement 1 is wrong. LH stimulates Leydig cells. And statement 4 is that classic trap we talked about. It happens in the seminiferous tubules, not the epididymis. And for our final practice question, the big boss, an assertion-reason question. Read both statements really carefully. Is the reason the correct explanation for the assertion? Pause and analyze that connection. The answer here is A. Both statements are absolutely true, and the reason perfectly explains the assertion. Testosterone is essential, and it's produced because LH tells the Leydig cells to make it. This shows you understand the whole hormonal story. Okay, let's do one last super fast revision. If your exam is tomorrow and you can only remember 5 things, make it these 5. 1. Spermatogenesis happens in the seminiferous tubules. 2. LH goes to Leydig for testosterone. 3. FSH goes to Sertoli for sperm formation. 4. One primary spermatocyte makes 4 sperm. And 5. The scrotum keeps things cool. That is the absolute core of this topic. So, how did you do in our practice round? It's score challenge time. Drop your score out of 5 in the comments below. Seriously, be honest. It's the best way to know where you need to focus. If you're a student who's absolutely determined to crack the CUET, you know practice is everything. Let us know what topic you want us to master next, and we'll break it down just like this. Awesome job today, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep learning.